Hello, everyone. Welcome to another Linners and Wosers episode. Today, we got a special one. We'll be discussing a lot about local football, specifically a local club here in northern Colorado, the NOCO Hailstorm FC. My name's Riccardo. I'm joined here by my friend Nick Rosser. How you doing today, man?
Dude, I'm doing good. I'm just flexing some new Hailstorm gear I got at the last game against Rapids 2.
Yeah, show us that
Looking nice.
scarf and the hat.
And the hat, I also got a t-shirt, but I'm not wearing it today. I still got to do a wash. So, yeah, it's very exciting.
Yeah, we'll be going along and talking a lot about the previous fixture that the Hailstorm FC had against Rapids 2. We'll go into depth about some of Nick's thoughts going forward in the season, discuss some players here and there, and then, of course, chat about the U.S. Open Cup. So, right off the bat, Nick, how exciting was it to see uh, NOCO Hailstorm FC play? It wasn't too far from you. Yeah, what does it mean to you to have a local club, I guess, so close to your home now?
Yeah, so I've been following like the USL model for a while, and it's just too hard to make it out to a switchbacks game being all the way in Colorado Springs when I live in northern Colorado. So, when I first like heard about Hailstorm being announced in 2021, I was so stoked about them. I was like, wow, where are they going to be at? How close? Find out it's like less than 20 minutes away. So I'm like, this is like ideal. Like I'm a Rapids fan for sure, but like having a team be so local is just like probably the best feeling. And then going to the last game and watching the amount of people that were out there, all the families, all the like just the different players around the world, it was incredible to see. So I'm stoked.
Being a part of Linners and Wosers, how exciting? Well, what projects do you have ahead of you? Just covering, NOCO Hailstorm FC.
Yeah, so we'll be finalizing board positions for the new supporters group that's starting up called Stormchasers SG or for supporters group. So yeah, that's like one of our big projects. We're trying to bring a fun, inclusive environment to everyone where we can, bring the community together to support one cause, which is Hailstorm. And yeah, a lot of good can come from it. So we're looking into some nonprofits to support, and everything's looking good so far. And that's what a big project I'll be doing for them.
You guys, as Nick mentioned here, not only is he a supporter and a local fan of Hailstorm FC, but he is also a founding member of the new supporters SG. I'm going to go ahead here and go ahead and take a look here at their Twitter page that Nick works alongside their Twitter team to go ahead and make sure that uh, events and information is currently being posted. You could follow them here on Twitter at Stormchasers SG, the first independent supporters group for the NOCO Hailstorm FC. New logo. Wow, what are your thoughts on the new logo here, Nick? It's
Yeah, it
nice.
was
It's
a
got
good
the
time.
thunder and the lightning.
Yeah, it was a good time. So we worked with we actually worked with the graphic designer for Hailstorm to try to come up with a design that, has complementary colors to the team, and we kept it open ended just in case this club has a women's team in the future. So we wanted to make sure like the region was like represented, and that's what we came up with.
And I'm sure you had a lot of different designs coming up with finalizing this one here. Um, just like the name here, I know the campaign that was launched that took a whole month to go ahead and narrow down the community's ideas for the name and then the final votes. I'm liking the logo. I mean, it's got a nice umbrella there and a soccer ball, and then the nice SC supporter Storm Chasers, and then the cloud with that thunder and lightning there. So, want to go ahead and Nick here. I know that you went ahead over the weekend, went and saw them play against Rapids 2. They're still going and try lists. How does the team look like after you watch them play?
Yeah, so I've actually watched them play three preseason games so far. I went out to Colorado Springs for a close scrimmage. I was invited by the Trailhead supporters group for the Switchbacks, and that was a good time. I got to hear the president talk and everything. We played really well that game. So the first game I went to, we lost 7-2. but it was 1-1 at halftime before 7 trialists started in the second half, and it was 1-1 only because of I don't wanna start drama here, but there was a super dodgy PK called for the Switchbacks at their home. Rob definitely was not in the wrong there, so honestly, we could be leading them at halftime with our full lineup in against their full lineup, so that was good to see. And then
You
we
mentioned.
went yeah, and
Go
then
ahead. Go
I
ahead.
I think you're, like, familiar with Peak 11. I went and watched them play a semi-pro team. They're giving back to the, Marshall Fire in Boulder County, so it was really good to watch them. Peak 11 put on a good performance against, I would say, Northern Colorado reserves. It was, 4-1, but then the real good match was the Rapids 2 match. It was 2-1 in our favor, but we were going up against some good boys. These Rapids 2 guys, they're brand new. They'll definitely be better once they have a little more minutes. But they had the likes of Darren Yappy, Dantuma Yaya Torre, Sebastian Anderson, who had significant minutes at switchbacks last year and the year before. And they also had Colorado local Dylan Cerna, who definitely played some years in the first team of the Rapids and another squad in the MLS. So it was good to watch them put up a good performance. And I'd say we were the better team throughout 70 minutes of that game.
Is there a definitive, or I guess a style of play that Coach Iman Zayed is starting to go ahead and implement with his trialists and players?
Yeah, we're gonna be. I don't want to give away too much before the game comes out on the Open Cup game on the 6th, but we have good pacey players and we have good players with technical skill, and we like to ping the ball around, but we're
In
not afraid of going forward too.
in terms of the 3 games that you went to watch, did you see kind of like an upward trend, in the team's performance and overall, growth and what their, success in the season might look like? Or is it just still kinda looking like a little bit trying to find its image and still giving all these trialists an opportunity?
Yeah, so actually I've seen a very like positive improvement. So from the switchbacks game, we didn't actually have everybody here from like in Colorado. We didn't have this whole squad in Colorado. The maximum amount of time I think a player's been here has been 4 weeks, and we've already been through 4 matches. And so by the time we were playing the Rapids 2 game, it just looked like they were pinging the ball together. The chemistry started building. We had Lachlan finally here, Lachlan McLean finally here. He's excellent at hold up play and he's a lethal finisher. So he just brings a different edge. And yeah, I've seen a vast improvement and it was nice.
Can you give us a little player scout on McLean here?
Yeah, actually McLean's our other host Armand. He was his old roommate in college at SIUE, and they played soccer there together. And I think Lachlan went to the USL League One following college to the Greenville Triumph. And after 2, 3 years there, he decided to make his move here. I'm in saw him as a good player, saw him as a lethal finisher, and I think that's what he's going to bring here. And after seeing his goal against Peak 11, man, the kid can score.
Any other player scout or player insights? Some of the players on the roster you want to go ahead and mention here, have a little discussion about?
Yeah, yeah. So I think, hear me out. I'm going to be bold. I'm going to say it right now. I think Irvin Parra is going to be the Golden Boot winner in the USL League One this year. Everything I've seen from him, he scored in I think 3 of the 4 games, 2 of the 4 games so far, and he's coming down from the championship last year after having like a 12, 13 goal season. So he's definitely got what it takes to play in the USL League One, and he's already been a lethal finisher in preseason. So I think I think we'll see. He'll be playing sort of on, or if you're Lachlan, and I think he'll be involved in a ton of the goal scoring this year.
I know you mentioned that at least you predict that he'll be the Golden Boot winner here for the season. Any other prediction or outlook you have going forward with the season for the team?
I think we're gonna be I think we're gonna shock some people. I think we're gonna be one of the best teams in the USL League One. I don't want to toot our own horn like early because we are a new expansion team in this division, but judging from the talent, we got like great players from overseas. We got Lukic, we got Shane McFall, just like a lot of good leadership. We got Nordy, who's had experience at Chelsea and Brighton. And so I think we just have quality players, and then bringing 5 players down from the USL Championship. I think Eamon's got his like sights set high. I think he wants to bring the title here. So I think top 3 in a playoff position. That's why I'm going to go with this team.
I see. Yeah, I do remember one of our previous installments with Coach Iman Zayed. We talked about what his outlook for the season looked like, and he did have some really high hopes there. And he didn't want to go ahead and give out too much in terms of where we might go ahead and finish and how the team might go ahead and play. It sounds like after you watched them a few times here, you have some high hopes for not some individual players, but also overall the whole team. It's going to be exciting. I think hopefully we're going to go ahead and get the opportunity to go ahead and continue to cover the Hailstorm FC matches and bring you guys more in-game coverage, some pictures, videos. Hopefully we can also get one of the players here. It's definitely a stellar moment to have the coach here on one of our podcasts, but we'll definitely go ahead and see what more we can go ahead and bring you guys as we get you connected with the community and the club. Nick, you mentioned the U.S. Open Cup. For the new listeners or the beginners in soccer, can you go ahead and give us a little understanding of what the U.S. Open Cup is and where local Hailstorm FC fits into that picture?
Yeah, so the U.S. Open Cup is the longest standing tournament in the United States. It started in 1914. There's been different rebrands for it, but it's over 100 years old. And when you talk about U.S. soccer, that's pretty incredible to think about.
Mhm.
So yeah, the U.S. Open Cup it's like the English FA Cup, so it involves teams from all over the pyramid they compete in. So the Rapids, I don't think will start until round 3. The Division 2 and Division 3 teams were put into round 2, and then all the semi-pro teams and amateur clubs were put into round 1. So right now we're going through round 1. That'll finish up today, I believe, and then starting April, I think 5th or 6th, it might be the 5th, the round 2 will start, and Hailstorm will debut against the Switchbacks in Colorado Springs. So I think it's incredible to finally be a part of this like historical tournament, and just having a team that can make us proud. Only for me in Fort Collins, only 20 minutes away. It's like awesome.
Is the game going to be home at Nocal Hailstorm FC's complex, or is this an away fixture traveling down to Colorado Springs?
This will be in Colorado Springs on April 6th at 7. So it's going to be a tough one. So, but after judging from the close scrimmage that I've seen, no one else truly knows unless you were the staff or anyone there. But we played really well that game. The 7-2 outcome was trying new tactics, trying out different trialists. It was a fun encounter, and we didn't have everyone here yet, so I think this U.S. Open Cup could go either way.
Do you have plans on going to watch the game?
I definitely will be there. I will try to carpool as many people as I can, but Wednesday at 7, Colorado Springs, April 6th.
It's a midweek fixture there. So have to go ahead and if you're coming down from Foco, if I'm on the way, which I am, we'll have to go ahead and catch up. Maybe both of us get the opportunity to go down there and watch the game here. Nick, we talked about Stormchasers supporters group here. Little recap here on the U.S. Open Cup and what that looks like going forward for Nocal Hailstorm FC. Chatted a little bit about some of the players that you did your own personal scouting with, and you gave us some great insights, even a prediction for the Golden Boot winner. And yeah, it was a great opportunity here to go ahead and have a discussion here on Hailstorm FC. Do you have any other closing remarks or any points you want to go ahead and bring up for our listeners?
Yeah, I just wanted to bring out that we will be coming out with the supporters group scarf in the next couple weeks. So our we will finalize memberships, what membership means soon as well. So we'll have some more info for you guys for that. We'll be setting up some more events. So maybe hopefully tailgates, maybe meeting up at breweries, just fun community events. We hope to see you guys out at our next 2 preseason matches. We'll be playing D2 Regis men's soccer team on March 20th, or not March 20th, apologize, March 25th. and that will be a good encounter. I'm sure we'll get to see the likes of other players on the roster that we haven't got to see the full minutes yet. And then we'll be playing, local folklore legends, Harpo's FC, the one of the best semi-pro teams in Colorado. They've been around since probably a couple 2-3 decades now, and
Mhm.
they'll have a good chance to show what they've got against our new USL League One squad up until that April 6th match against Switchbacks. I hope to see a lot of you guys out there.
Well, we hope to see a lot of you guys out there at the April 6th match against Switchback for the US Open Cup. If you can't make it, no worries. You can always go ahead and tune in to the supporters group Twitter to go ahead and stay along as game news gets tweeted out. I saw you guys for the Rapids 2 game, both the supporters group and Northern Colorado Hailstorms FC's Twitter channel. We're giving play-by-play tweets to go ahead and keep us in the loop for the ones that couldn't make it. So, Nick, thank you so much for giving us so much information about the new club here out of Northern Colorado. Great discussion here on the supporters group. As we're coming out with me tune, and always reach out to Nick here. One more questions here. Overall on that, I just want to go ahead and say here for all of our listeners at home, just want to go ahead and thank you. This has been an amazing Linners and Wosers episode. As always, you guys can always look to find this on the Spotify that we just launched not too long ago. This will also be on our website and the YouTube channel. Go ahead and give us a follow on all of our platforms. It was definitely a great pleasure to be here with Nick. We're going to go ahead and start discussing this World Cup qualifying matches for both the U.S. men's national team and Italy. So you guys will definitely have to go ahead and tune into that, as that episode will be coming out soon. Again, you guys take care.